Alrighty, and I will. Hey, you guys, how's it going? John here, Toy Bounty Hunters Web TV. I'm here along with Tom, our social media manager, on the panel today. We have Sentai 22 again, and we also have, for the first time, our buddy Crater 2001. I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go ahead, Sentai.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Sentai22 here. How you guys all doing? It's kind of my catchphrase every time I say it in every of my videos. Basically, I do a lot of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Power Ranger, and any other stuff that's related to anime or anything nerd related. I will review it if it's in my interest, of course. Yeah, that's what I pretty much do on my channel. If you want, go ahead, check it out. It's YouTube, Sentai22. I mostly did Kamen Rider and Super Sentai reviews. I was probably one of the first to do it prior to just people just demonstrating the henshin devices and morphers. I was the one that kind of like did the commentaries and everything and how it was done. So yeah, I mean, because I was one of the founding fathers of Toku toy reviewing, you could say.
There you go. Take pride.
So yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since 2006. Thanks to the marvelous place called the internet, I can able to watch Sentai and Kamen Rider, and pretty much essentially became a fan of Power Rangers again. So
there you go. Boom. All right, and go ahead, Crater. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world. This is live.
Okay. Hey everyone, it's Crater 2001. Just like Sentai 22, I do have a YouTube channel. I do also like Sentai 22, Power Rangers, and Super Sentai, and Kamen Rider. But also sometimes I do Nintendo videos and like wrestling videos. Sometimes WWE video games. Check that out.
Awesome. All right, so look, today's topics that we're talking about today, obviously, if you guys saw in the title there, we're going to be talking about some anime, and old and new, and we're going to be also talking about what we like to refer to as manime, which is
manime.
manime.
In terms of manime, I would have to go Fist of the North Star.
That's one of the original animes from back in the day.
Yeah, that was pretty much one of the greatest animes of all time.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Of course, Dragon Ball Z, which
Dragon Ball Z is another classic.
And can I say something, Justin? It seems like the African American community loves Dragon Ball Z for some strange reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seem to get enough of it. Like every time when I talk to a black person, they keep saying like, "What's your favorite anime?" Oh, definitely Dragon Ball Z. Ask another black guy, like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, like wow. No other ones.
Well, I think because like, I guess for African Americans, like they don't really watch anime as much. I'm not saying that every African American don't watch anime, but people who do, or who probably don't watch anymore, the only one that they know as a kid is Dragon Ball Z. They probably don't watch any of the newer anime like Attack on Titan.
Oh, that's another good one as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one that they probably won't know. No, they probably know about Naruto. They probably don't know about Bleach.
Hey, if Attack on Titan becomes popular, that would be every black man's favorite anime right there.
But they probably only know about Dragon Ball Z since they probably got out of the anime phase. I obviously didn't, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Dragon Ball Z it's a timeless classic.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, with Dragon Ball Z, the one thing that always got tiresome, which I'm glad that they did away with when they did Kai, was all the build-up. Obviously everybody remembers the Frieza. I'm at such and such %, and the next episode it goes up, maybe 1 or 2 more %, and it's just like, come on, man, just fight.
Yeah.
We don't need a countdown. We don't need a countdown to the action. Let's just get at it. Come on. I want to see some fighting, man.
Yeah. I mean, that in particular, pretty much what happens in Battle of the Gods. I mean, there was not a lot of fighting in the movie, but almost at the end, it was like epic.
I have not seen Battle of the Gods yet, but I have heard nothing but positive things about it. You know, and I heard that Akira Toriyama, that's one of his approved, um, uh, uh, that obviously that's something I guess he worked on. So
Yeah.
it's an Akira Toriyama approved project, I should say.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he worked with the development of it. Yeah.
that's freaking
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, because I think he was dissatisfied, obviously, with the way GT came out, which obviously is not based on any story he did. That's just something that
And
the
also, you
Toei
gotta
Animation Studio.
forget. You also have to not forget that he wasn't even involved with it as well. It was
Oh,
just
it's crap.
his
Oh, you can
production
tell.
team was his production team was involved because of because Dragon Ball Z was still popular and they
Yeah.
wanted to still pretty much pony up the cash. Like they wanted that they still was trying to milk the the cow, if you will.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course,
Milk
and
the
it was.
Cow, yeah, dry the.
Oh, you could tell, and it was garbage, man. Like GT from the very first time, because I saw Dragon Ball Z before it was released over here. I saw on bootleg tapes at the import store. You know how
Oh
that
yeah, I
you know
remember
how that goes.
yeah, I remember the specifically like the import bootleg. Like
Yeah.
they would sell like those bootleg kung fu movies. They would also
Oh,
sell the episodes of Dragon Ball Z for like $10. In most places,
yep.
$5 for
It was like
maybe 5 episodes
four,
each
yeah,
in a tape.
4 or 5 episodes per tape, like $10 a pop. Yep, that's
Yeah,
how I got it too.
and they were fan subs. They were not like officials. They were like fan subs from
Exactly.
and they
Oh, it
were
was.
and you know what one of the cool things about it is that you can actually get to see the commercials from Japan because they left those out.
Yeah.
They left
Yeah.
those in there. That
Yeah.
was one of the cool thing about it is like when I saw those commercials for what is it like foods and products in a weird kind of way. I was just laughing. I mean, I think I had the most entertained by just watching the commercials than Dragon Ball Z.
Well, the
Just
thing
be-
is, when they do the commercials in Japan, they have it seems like they have a lot more fun making them,
oh
so they're
yeah.
very quirky. Not that I'm
Hmm.
saying. I mean, there's plenty of American commercials too that are like that. That obviously you can tell they probably had fun making them, and because they're comical and such. But it's like with Japan, they're very cheesy, but they're very like I don't know. It's like they're more spirited, I guess. They're just like more. They seem much more enthusiastic, much more colorful, I
Yeah,
guess you could say.
yeah.
Yeah, like for us, when we see a commercial, we try to look at the elegance of it. But in Japan, when they see a commercial, they want to make you laugh. And of course, when you laugh, it's like, haha, I am sold. I want to buy that product. But for us, it's like
So,
we're too sophisticated for
here's
that,
my money. Here's my money.
Here's your
Here,
money. It's
take
like,
it. Take my
take
money.
it. It's like, ha ha ha, you
Yeah.
making me laugh. Here, take my yang.
Take
Haha.
take all my money, all
Take
of
all
it.
of my
Yeah,
money, all of
it's
it.
so cool.
So yeah, that's one thing cool about it. And like you said, Jonathan, let's not go off topic here, but yeah, I mean, those were back in the day. We used to get them at these kind of local video stores which don't exist
Oh
anymore.
man. Oh yeah, the import stores. Yes, a lot of them. The import store that me and Tommy used to go to a lot back in the day was this place here in Orlando, downtown, in what we call Viet Town, because there's a lot of Vietnamese businesses in that part of downtown, and on the corner, it was on the corner of Mills Avenue. You remember, Tommy? Florida Oriental Trading. That's the place we used to go to, and that's where we used to get our bootleg copies of Dragon Ball Z and a couple other different animes. But I remember us and our friend Vu, we would go there, almost every day, and just to get bootleg copies of Dragon Ball Z and watch them. And then I remember when Dragon Ball came to TV, and it was like, oh, cool, And then Dragon Ball Z was like, oh, wow, that finally got adapted too. But I was spoiled to seeing just all the action in the bootleg copies, all the uncensored stuff. So when it showed up on TV over here, I wasn't really into it. I was like, it's censored, man. It's just like they're doing the whole reuse of animation thing, like how they did with Voltron back in the day, and it wasn't as appealing to me. I still watched it, but just nowhere near as much. I still stuck to the bootleg copies of videos.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, there's a place in. Go ahead, Tommy. I didn't hear you quite well. Say it again.
You know who you can blame for the censorship, right?
Oh yes, Mr. Haim Saban himself.
On
Yeah.
He
But
always
you know
comes
what?
up this.
I think the reason why the editing was necessary was because Dragon Ball Z at the time wasn't syndication. It wasn't, it was in different markets, and they couldn't show a lot of the stuff that was in Dragon Ball Z, like the rough violence. I mean, they edited out where I guess Yamcha was killed by one of those green men. I forgot the name.
Yeah, by the Cybermen.
Yeah, Cybermen. They
blown up.
edited that out.
Wait,
He just disintegrated, and the whole, and the whole, the whole. I'm gonna blast you to the next dimension. That's like AKA you're gonna die.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm gonna send you to heaven. It's just like, well, okay. That sounds kind of pleasant.
But,
thank you.
yeah, I mean, I remember as a kid, I was just. Well, I woke up like around 6 in the morning because that's what kids do in their weekends, I guess.
Absolutely.
I saw. It was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday morning. Like I just really wanted to see what type of shows that were on TV, and I saw Dragon Ball Z. I think the first scene that I saw was Gohan was just like he was badly injured, and then he just went psycho on Raditz. That was like one of my favorite first scenes of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, and then after that, I never saw it again because, like I said, it was in syndication. I guess the affiliate station in my area decided to stop airing it. I guess maybe because of it wasn't doing very well, and then it reappeared on Cartoon Network a few years later.
No,
wait. Which version was that? Was that the Ocean dub?
Yeah, that was the Ocean Group dub. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
basically, what it is that Haim Saban was the buyer of the series. The producers were Ocean Dub Group. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Actually, Funimations were I guess they were the licensee, while Funimation basically just hired they hired the Canadians to do the dubbing. That's how it worked. It was fine. I guess it was financed. This is what it is. It was financed by Saban Entertainment. It was licensed by Funimation, and it was produced by Ocean Group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it was a team effort.
And it was bad. It was so bad. No.
It was so bad of a team effort, basically. Yeah. Like. It wasn't until I guess the rights for I guess the distribution rights, the Saban's distribution rights expired until basically reverted to Funimation, and then Funimation got the what is it the
distribution rights?
No, the distribution rights already expired, so they reverted to Saban. I mean, they reverted to Funimation, and Funimation decided, you know what, it's too expensive to produce in Canada. Well, we'll just do it ourselves. So that's what they did. They did their own.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And that's
they dubbed it in Texas, which pretty much all the anime is done now.
Yeah.
They dubbed it in Texas, and I think the last episodes that were done by the Ocean Group was like part of the Frieza saga.
Yeah.
And then and then I guess the new episodes came in from the new Ocean Dub group. I mean, from the Funimation group. Right around when Toonami was announcing new episodes.
Toonami.
Yeah.
Good old Toonami. Toonami brought out some of the good stuff.
They brought out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your favorite enemies that came out through the Toonami there, Crater?
Well, let's see, Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
That was Cowboy Bebop did not came out on Toonami. It came out it was on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, you see, yeah, I got confused. Toonami's back on Adult Swim. Never mind.
It's okay. It's still Cartoon Network. It's all in the same family.
Yeah, pretty much. Toonami and Adult Swim are pretty much the same now.
Oh yeah,
but back then it didn't used to be that way. Even though they were done by the same people. William Street though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else? I mean, Gundam Wing came. It was also. I mean, I remember Gundam Wing when it was on. I think they had like. They had like censored episodes, and then they had like. Yeah, they would play them like later on in the nighttime. They play the more uncut ones.
Yeah, they had the uncut versions, and then in the daytime, they pretty much cut some of the parts of like if Control was saying a slur, but they couldn't air it.
You can't say that on TV. Kids are watching.
Yes.
Wait till they're in bed.
Wait until they're in bed so you can watch the uncut, uncensored version. I mean, there was some. Well, the uncut version of Gundam Wing was sort of uncut. I mean, there were some parts like I guess the bleeding wasn't really substantial, but other than that, it was pretty cool though to see like pretty much full uncut versions of those animes, particularly Gundam.
Of course. I mean, who doesn't want to see uncut anime? I mean, it's one thing when you see it like that. That's like I said, going back to Dragon Ball Z for what. That's why it's just like I'd already seen it uncut, so seeing it on TV and seeing it real, you know, it was still all right, but obviously watered down to what it was. It was hard to watch because it's just like I like.
Well,
that. And
for me though, but for me though, it was something completely new and different. Like when I was a kid, I didn't really know. Let me tell you something. I didn't really know that these shows were from Japan, to be honest with you.
That's okay, man. That's okay. That's okay. At
like,
some point in time,
it was cool.
At some point in time, we were all like that. We all didn't know they were from Japan. I mean, when I was watching Voltron and Robotech growing up, I didn't know I was watching anime. For me, all cartoons were cartoons. If it was animated, it was a cartoon. It was until I started to get a little bit, you know, more knowledgeable. I think the first really uncut anime that I ever saw was I think probably Vampire Hunter D, and I was like, what's going on here? It's just like
my first my first anime, believe it or not, was the first anime that aired on Cartoon Network, Gatchaman, aka G-Force.
Oh my goodness! Yes, I remember when that was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I used to watch it. I loved it. That was great.
I can still remember the constant background music that kept repeating over.
Yes, that was on a loop
of the G4 theater.
Yes, I remember that.
It's like, damn.
It was like they were trying to like brainwash people or something. It probably had a subliminal message in it. Watch more of this.
Who knows?
Watch more of this. And the thing was, that's the thing about it. You know what the funny thing is that repetitive music would play, and I would keep watching it. I was like,
yeah.
You know,
like, oh, I must watch it.
Yeah, it's just like that must have been. Yeah, that must because it wasn't a bad show, obviously. But that's the thing. That's probably what it was. They probably played that to make sure kids would still keep watching. It's just like it had a subliminal message in it.
Yeah, but it wasn't the original 1970s Battle of the Planets version.
No, of course not. With Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem, that's great. Casey Kasem is Mark.
Oh my gosh! I can picture that in my mind about like what's his name in Gatchaman? Joe.
Mark. His name he's Mark, I think. In
There's Gatchaman. Mark going into the Mystery Machine with Scooby Doo right now.
that's hilarious. I believe it was Mark, but he was the main. Yeah, he was the white with the Falcon. Yeah, bro. He was. Yeah, that was just weird, man. Or Hawk, I could be wrong. Or Eagle. No, it was Eagle. But yeah, he was just, that was just so weird. I've seen Battle of the Planets, and I was just like, I remember when I first saw Battle of the Planets, as soon as I heard Eagle talk, I was just like, that's Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
when
so weird, man.
When I first like did my research on G-Force and how it was adapted, like I read, it's like, oh my gosh, Ted Turner actually dubbed this in the 70s. You know?
Oh man,
this
that was great.
And I saw the Gatchaman, the Battle of the Planets, where it's like, wait a minute, that's Shaggy. What the hell?
Well, oh man, when you hear I don't know, man, when you hear Casey Kasem, speak, you always imagine him saying his own name, Casey Kasem. It's just like, even though you know he's not going to say it in the cartoon, you're just like, I want him to say it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, and
that still reminds.
outtake.
Yeah, that still reminds me of the time where every Sunday you hear the radio of the top 40. He was always the announcer for it. He was always right. He was always sending reading the shout outs.
In
Like,
Battle of the
they have,
Planets. Here are your top 40 villains.
Yes.
It's just like, are there even 40 villains in Battle of the Planets? I don't think so.
No. Most of them were created by the main villains.
Well, all right. Well, I see we're getting a couple. More viewers on. If you guys got any questions that you want to ask us about anything, feel free to go ahead and ask. Obviously, our topic for tonight is, as the title of this video implies, is anime then and now, as well as manime, which is manly anime. And
yes.
we had actually gone away from it for a while. We were talking about Fist and North Star, which is one of my all-time favorite animes, which is phenomenal.
Yes,
Crater,
and then we moved on to Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, Crater, you were going to say something about Fist and North Star. I sensed a little passion there. Would you like to share with us?
Well, let's see. I watched that. How long? Well, when's the last time I watched that? Well, I can't remember the last time I watched it, but the first time I seen Fist of North Star, I was just blown away. I was like, wow. I think that was the point when I realized, oh yeah, this is not, like, America did not make this.
Yeah.
You know what's weird?
When you see somebody's brain explode out there. Yeah.
You know what's weird though? How come Toonami never picked it up? That's one thing that I was.
It's too violent. Fist of North. Well, you know what? In actuality, the Fist of North Star TV series, the Japanese TV series that came out way later, that was licensed like way like in the late, or I think like early, actually like late 90s, early 2000s, when it was finally licensed over here by Manga Entertainment. They finally released it. But you know what? Looking at the episodes, the Japanese episodes weren't really all that violent. They whenever they would show like somebody blowing up, they would like show it like in a silhouette. They didn't show it as detailed and graphic as they did in the movie, where it was like you saw the dude's brain explode out of his nose and his head. Oh!
Yeah, I mean, I was fairly surprised that it never came to Toonami. I mean, it could have competed very well with Dragon Ball Z in the time slots.
Well, it was still, even though still, I guess they probably felt that it would probably be still too controversial, even though they weren't showing it as graphically as it, as it was like I said, the movie in the anime series. They probably might have felt that it was still too violent for kids. That's probably why they didn't bring it. But the thing is,
the thing is, Dragon Ball Z was violent, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding that too. I mean,
there was a lot of
soccer moms complaining and all that stuff.
Well, that's with everything. I mean, everything that people deem to be too violent. Like I said, with we had talked about it with Power Rangers, obviously, when that was first released. There was so many parents complaining, "Oh, it's too violent for kids," and really, it wasn't that bad. There's been a lot worse on TV. But
yeah.
But that, like with Fist of North Star, I could understand why they probably didn't want to take a chance with that. It's just like, what's happening? Because I mean, you show a silhouette of a guy's brains exploding out the side of his head, even if it's a silhouette, you still know what's going on. There's no real way to cover. I mean, they could edit it to make it look like, oh, he just knocked him out, but it's a show that would have required a lot of editing too. Dragon Ball Z is not as bad because it's not really bloody. It's not really like gory violence. So.
Hey, you should have seen that episode when Trunks pretty much like slashed Frieza.
Oh, when he slashed them into little pieces. But even then, I mean, yeah.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Cyborg chunks.
Yep, cyborg chunks. Yeah.
Well, like half by half.
Oh, they didn't just get turned into cyborg chunks. He got turned into chunks, and then those chunks got incinerated. It's like it wasn't bad enough. It's like, all right, I'm gonna kill you while you're still alive and turn you into a bunch of pieces, and I'm gonna incinerate you. It's just like he really made him suffer, man.
Yeah.
It's like death is. It's like you don't. Nah, you don't just get sliced in half. You're gonna watch me slice the rest of you in half, and then now you're gonna get a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Can I interject quick and ask, did we let our viewers know where they could post their questions at before we started?
They can post their questions on the comment. If you guys got questions, just go ahead and ask us in the comments, or you could go ahead and tweet them to our Twitter, which is toy_b_hunters, or you can post them on our like page, backsplash or backsplash, oh backsplash no, backslash ToyBountyHuntersPage. So, but yeah,
Oh yeah, I
this
just
is
realized something. One of those animes that aired back in the day on Toonami, which is ironically, I think this year is 20th anniversary, is Sailor Moon. I just totally forgot about that.
oh
Yep.
Sailor Moon. You know what the funny thing is that it's just like, see, now it's funny because it's like now a lot of people from that that watched that rise of anime in the 90s will admit to the admit that they watched Sailor Moon, because I mean,
I watch that all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
yeah,
I
I
look. Let me
watched
tell you
it.
something. As a kid, I admitted to everyone I watched Sailor Moon. I didn't care. Like you gay. Like no,
Oh no,
Yeah.
man! If you no, it's not so much. It's just like it's the whole ha sissy. You watch a
Yeah.
girl show, it's oh.
Well, like you know what I told
why you
them?
gotta emasculate
Watch
me, man?
it. I told them like watch the show and see if you like it.
Oh no, I never denied watching. I didn't care, man, because the thing was I
Me
watched
neither.
any anime, man. I watched, dude. I watched a lot of animes that I guess even back then, me and Tommy both obviously, would watch animes I guess would be considered girly animes. I mean, Ranma 1/2. I mean, for all intents and purposes, one can look at that and say that's more of a girls' anime because it's a romantic. It's more of a romantic comedy
It's
anime.
a transgender anime, man.
No, but I wouldn't even consider it that. It's really it's an interesting scenario. I mean, but it's just really it for all intents and purposes, it is what it says it is. It's a comedy martial arts anime. You know what I mean? I mean,
The
granted, they
guy
have some
turns into
awkward.
a dude and
Yeah, it has that awkward scenario in it, but it's really it's not done in a way that is
sexual.
No, exactly. It's not done in a sexual way. It's done purely in a comedic way. I mean, of course there are some situations, but for all intents and purposes, it's fun. It's one of those animes. It's funny. It really is. It has some just really just really dumb and funny stuff.
And speaking of Sailor Moon, I just bought the Sailor Mars SH Figuarts. So once I get it, I'm gonna do a full review on that.
Oh, you did one on did you do? Oh no, that's right. No, it's Mercury that you did the.
I did Mercury and Sailor Moon. Okay, I think Sailor Jupiter will be coming out like in a few months, I believe. So, but right now they released Sailor Jupiter Sailor Mars just recently in Japan, and we should get the U.S. version, the Bluefin version, in January. But I decided to just buy the Japanese version. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So there's another anime that I watched on Toonami as well. It was called Outlaw Star. You guys remember that?
Oh, Outlaw Star. I watched the first episode of that, but I never got a chance to really get into it. I saw like half the first episode. I heard it's good, but yeah, I never got a chance to really finish it.
It's kind of like Cowboy Bebop, but you have girls and two guys on a ship going to different universes to find the lilac. No, what's it? The keys to the lilac, like something like that. It's a plot like they go to this place where they grant you like. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you got some questions. Let's see. All right, got a question from Azami Me. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Did any of you watch Highlander: The Search of Vengeance? I did not watch.
No.
I did not watch. Tommy could probably answer this question because I know he's seen a lot of different Highlander things. I know there was a Highlander animated show. You haven't seen Search for Vengeance, Tommy?
Nope, that's brand new to me.
Yeah, because
Same
I mean,
here.
I know about the animated show with Quentin McLeod, one that was done in by French animators. But Search for the Vengeance thing, that's brand new to me.
Yeah. I remember the show with Quentin MacLeod as well. The cartoon that they aired in the late '90s that was kind of short-lived, which had some potential to it, but it obviously didn't catch on with people, and it didn't last too long. So I do remember that. And so, all right. So
I only watched.
I'm
I'm familiar with the live action stuff, but not the anime version.
Oh, Valdez is asking Samurai Pizza Cats. I don't know if that would be considered a manime, but yes, I did watch Samurai Pizza Cats.
Yes. I watched it as a kid, and it was hilarious. I mean, like I said to you before, Jonathan, I guess the producers lost the Japanese script, so they had to make their own scripts.
Yeah, they kind of winged it.
Yeah, so it turned out pretty well.
Here we go.
You could say it was the first ever abridged anime in history.
Probably, yeah.
Way before Team 4-Star did their abridged series of Dragon Ball Z, Haim Saban did it first with the Samurai Pizza Cats.
We got.
Go ahead, Justin. I didn't hear you.
No, I was saying, I guess you could probably say the same thing. Like they probably lost the script from One Piece when they had One Piece. It was just so edited and just like when 4Kids had One Piece, it was just so.
Well, the thing with what happened with 4Kids and One Piece is that they licensed that show by mistake. The thing what happened is that 4Kids wanted to license Shaman King, but got One Piece as a bonus. You know. So when they thought of when they saw the footage, they think of One Piece as like a go happy kids show. Like it was a kids show in Japan, which meant it was different standards. They didn't think didn't think that for kids was the same thing in the U.S. Like they think that the standards were the same in Japan, but in reality they're not. When they saw the guns and the violence, they had to do something immediately. So it wasn't necessarily for kids' fault when they're dubbing the show. They had to, unfortunately, obligated.
So that happens. Now, all right, let's see. Okay, Azaima, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Ask, would Afro Samurai count as a manime? I have not seen Afro Samurai, but I have heard. I've heard about it. It sounds pretty manly to me, so I guess it would probably fall into the manime category.
Afro Samurai star Samuel Jackson and Ron Perlman that definitely qualifies for anime. Yes.
Well, Tommy said it. Tommy says it qualifies as anime. As a manime, I believe him. You know, if he vouches for it, then I say that yes, his word is good. You know, other manimes I say would definitely include things like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's one of the forefront of manimes of time-honored manimes as well. Vampire Hunter D, who can deny? Obviously a manime.
Cowboy Bebop, can't deny that's a manly man.
Oh, definitely a manime. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bayou, Booster, Armor, Guyver.
Oh, don't forget Guyver.
Oh yeah.
Guyver's another.
Yeah, it was manga. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, the Guyver. That's another great manime. I mean, we see a guy who at first starts off not being too manly, but then becomes manly. That's
yes.
Awesome.
Just don't watch the live action movie. It sucked.
Oh man, the live action movie. You know what the thing is? You know the first live action. Yeah, exactly. Tom, you said it best right there, Tom. The face palm. Yes, terrible. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
so
let me tell you something. The second movie was not that bad, actually. I mean,
no,
David Hayter's performance was pretty top notch. Even though years later he would play as Snake in Metal Gear.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, yes. David Hayter was in a movie called Guyver 2 Dark Hero, and it was good. It was all right. I liked it much better than the first one. I liked the fact that it was a lot more serious. There wasn't silliness.
Yeah.
like there was in the first movie. The costume looked a lot better, and they actually followed some of the manga and I know it's pronounced manga. I choose to say manga. So anybody
Yeah.
who
And also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said anybody who doesn't like it, sorry. You know,
Another
it's
piece
just
of
the way I
trivia.
talk.
Yes, yes. And another piece of trivia for you: the director for MacGyver, the second movie, also did Kamen Rider Dragon Knight as well.
You know what I found out the other day? What's interesting is, you know, I didn't know this, but apparently the guy that played Geki, the Tyranno Ranger, and Kuryu Sentai Ranger was Kamen Rider J. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, you didn't know, man?
No, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. Hey, man, I don't know about Kamen Rider like that, man.
Yeah,
All I know
that's
is about
true.
the
That's
old,
true, yeah.
the old Kamen Rider. I'm
Yeah.
starting to learn about Kamen Rider more now. Like I knew about the original Kamen Rider, and that's about it. That's as far as my knowledge of Kamen Rider went. And obviously, Masked Rider, the Saban Brands adaptation, that was it. And I knew that it came from Kamen Rider Black RX, but that's about it.
I hope he does play. I hope he does play Jay again in the current Kamen Rider team ups because he's back.
They need to bring back TJ. Bring back TJ.
Bring back TJ.
TJ was a saint. He was beautiful. Bring him back.
What from Masked Rider?
Yeah, I thought he was great. Honestly, I thought he was, honestly, of that era of tokusatsu shows, he was one of the better actors on a tokusatsu show. He was.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too. I mean, I think a lot better than the kids from Beetleborgs.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Way better.
Go ahead, Tommy. I didn't hear you.
Said almost anything was better than those kids.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, yeah. Even though the fight scenes are okay, but just the acting on that show, like, I mean, the Hillhurst monsters were okay. The Hillhurst monsters were okay, right. But the kids were like so.
Got some more questions here, guys. All right. Let's see. Snow Wolf Alpha asks, will you guys be checking out the new Sailor Moon anime when it airs? I'll be honest. I mean, I didn't even know that that it was going to be coming out. I probably, it's not on the top of my list. I got to be honest. It's not because I have anything against Sailor Moon. It's just so busy with you know, doing other things. And honestly, I mean, I don't have cable, and I don't have cable because even if I did have it, I wouldn't watch it. That's just me. I just don't really.
I heard about Sailor Moon new series even before the anniversary started. It was rumors spreading that the creator was going to do a new series. The only thing that I'm partly concerned is the way that she will. Well, there will be the producers that will do the animation, but I don't know how it would stick to today's audiences. The animation style is a little classic, and I don't know how that. I mean, true. I mean, Dragon Ball Z did well when they brought that. When they brought that kind of that new animation to today. But I don't know how it would fare well at Sailor Moon in today's world of anime, because the animation, the art style, a little bit old school. I don't know how that will survive.
Well, the standards, yeah. The standards for anime, obviously, now with a lot of, I don't want to say people are spoiled, but they're getting used to this newer, cleaner, more polished anime style because of more adaptations happening now. So yeah, that's a good point you bring up, that it might not hold up to the standards, I guess, or what people expect of anime today. Tommy, what's your take, Tommy?
Personally, the classic anime style is drawing me to the show. You see all of this new stuff that comes out, especially like Yu-Gi-Oh, where these kids' eyes are 5 times the size of their heads, and they've got these outlandish, ridiculous hairstyles, and their clothes go off of electric design, right? And then you look back at Sailor Moon, she's just a chick.
Something you can identify, basically.
And there's also the concern of the kind of place that it takes in, because Sailor Moon was originally aired in '94. So I don't know how the new series will progress. Maybe
Oh
it
yeah,
still takes place in '92, but I don't know how that will fare well, because think about it, there was a lot of the stuff in that era. Like,
yeah.
for example, they were still using those, typewriters and old school Macintosh computers.
It's a
I
little
don't know how
dated,
they will
but
integrate
maybe.
it. Yeah, I don't know how they will integrate it into today's show. Maybe they'll give Sailor Mercury an iPad. I guess product placement. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. What do you think, Crater? What are you gonna be watching that new Sailor Moon?
Well, first, I didn't even know there was a new Sailor Moon.
That was the first time you've heard of it? Okay.
I did not even know.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, I probably will watch it. Just that I have other things to do. Like, for example, I have to find all the other Super Sentai series. Like trying to find Brawl or Subtitle or Divine. And I have yet to see. For some reason, I didn't see Jet. Wait, is the full Jetman out? Like,
I believe so. There's some subs of Jetman available, and
Yeah,
I forgot one
you
site though.
the Grown Ups and Spandex did the full sub of Jetman for I can get you a link for that. I can get you a link for that, bro.
Yeah, that Sentai is pretty good, I have to say. I mean, I can't
Yeah,
believe this almost became Mighty Morphin. Almost.
Almost, yes, almost. It's a good thing I don't think it would have caught on as much because it was birds, and I don't know. I mean, it might have still, but who knows? But I think dinosaurs was definitely the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, at that
Kids
time,
love dinosaurs. Who doesn't love
yeah,
dinosaurs?
yeah. I mean, dinosaurs were like the main iconic brand for a lot of these kids at the time. I mean, just think about it. Jurassic Park came out at that time, so it was a good opportunity to Saban to release that series to the world.
and plus, they will not have comedy because there was no Green.
What was that, Justin?
I was saying that it was good. They didn't do Jetman because there was no Green Ranger, there was no 6 Ranger.
Yeah, and also the toys from that show. Even though Jetman was incredible, the toy line wasn't really the best in the world. I mean, the deluxe, there was supposed to be die-cast deluxe toys of the Jet. Forgot the name of the robot, but there was these three. Actually, there was 2 robots. Actually, there's 3. There's the Tetra Boy and Jet Icarus and Jet Garuda. Jet Icarus, I guess, is the main mech. I forgot the name, but like it was all blocky. I mean, it's not really well designed as that Daijujin, the original Dino Megazord. It's all black. It looks like somebody did it with a ruler. So I don't think kids will even like it, like in that design. Thankfully, the designs for a lot of the mechs for Sentai change around Ranger on forward.
I have another question here from Valdez, my buddy Valdez over at Ranger Stop. Just be sure to check him out. www.rangerstop.com. Always got to throw that plug out for him. Anyone have any info on the show Samurai Pizza Cats? And he also asked, did they ever release the Sailor Moon's US DVD set? If you mean info on DVD release of Samurai Pizza Cats, I'm pretty sure. I know they had released videotapes back in the day. I wouldn't be surprised if they also released a DVD set. I believe they did release Sailor Moon DVD set. Am I right?
They actually did release the Samurai Pizza Cats DVD just recently. The rights that really originally belonged to Saban, when Disney acquired it, all of the rights for Samurai Pizza Cats reverted to Toei, and I guess Toei gave the rights to some other company to produce the DVD. So yeah, check Amazon. They might have it. Also, as for the Sailor Moon DVDs, they did make them from the dub versions, from the deep versions to the Cloverway versions, but unfortunately those are out of print. So if you go to eBay, they cost a lot of money.
That's how it goes with certain
Yeah, I mean
DVDs that are print.
the license, yeah, the license, the distribution rights. I think ADV Films had the rights for the Sailor Moon stuff. Since ADV went out of business, the rights for it, distribution rights are in limbo right now. So that's why, uh, you can't get the DVDs for Sailor Moon anymore. You can get them, but those or the ADV versions, which unfortunately, like I said before, are out of print.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, ADV. They distributed a lot of. They were one of my go-to companies for certain animes. I remember that.
One thing though about the one thing about those versions is that unfortunately, uh, they, for example, like there's some stuff that, like if they had to remaster it, they would have to use the broadcast masters and not the original Toei masters, and sometimes it's not the best of quality than the Japanese version.
I remember that with I remember thinking that because I had all of the Blue Seed collection, and I remember always thinking that with the quality of those episodes, I was just like, man, these aren't DVD, but they don't, they look so choppy. So that makes all the sense in the world that you just mentioned that now, because I always wondered about that, because I had the Blue Seed collection, and I had some of the early Evangelion DVDs, and that was quality was definitely an issue on those. I remember, because I remember them not looking as crisp as other DVDs I had at the time. So
yeah, I mean
that was early 2000s. So
if your options are limited, you have to go with the broadcast versions and just clean them up. You can't get them, for example, like I said with the Sailor Moon. I mean, if they had to clean some sort of scene, like clean the episodes, they would have to use the broadcast versions. They would have, if they wanted a true clean, they would have to go to Toei, which unfortunately they would have to pay a fee just to get the masters, and unfortunately they did not do that.
See, somebody was saying Jetto Man. Somebody was like singing the theme there in the comments section.
Jetto Man.
Funny story. Apparently, apparently that and this is from what I understand, as the from a pretty reliable source, I heard this story. That apparently when Ron was pitching the idea to adapt a Sentai series over here, he actually went to the president of Toei and sung the theme of Jetman to the president of Toei. He actually got up, like they had a meeting in a restaurant, and he actually got up.
I actually believe that, to be honest.
Yeah, he actually started singing the theme.
In an interesting twist, at a fundraiser.
Oh yeah,
I am convinced Simon Cowell to sing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song.
Oh, really?
There's a clip of it on YouTube. TMZ has the video of it.
I have to
believe it or not.
So you got Simon Cowell to do it, huh?
Yeah, because Simon Cowell did. I guess he produced the. I don't know if he. Well, he actually worked with Saban prior to Mighty Morphin. Keep in mind, before Haim Saban was this big media mogul, this producing mogul. He did records. He was a music producer. So he and Simon Cowell used to work together. So he at a fundraiser, for Israel, I believe. Haim Saban gave the charity, I think, $1 million if Simon Cowell sings the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song.
He put him on the spot. It's like, you got to do it for the kids, man.
You got to do it for the kids.
You hate children if you don't do it. You hate poor children. Do it, Simon.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
Dance, my puppet.
Yes, that's my puppet. Yes.
Dance, my puppet, dance.
Yes, I believe it. I definitely believe it.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, man. Haim can do that, man. Haim is what, the 108th richest man in the world, something like that. So I mean, he owns 50% of Univision, man. That's huge. And Univision is
Yeah.
like the largest, Hispanic, broadcasting company in the world, man.
And you know what's weird is
television
that,
broadcasting company in the world.
and I don't even get why, but I still don't understand why he couldn't buy a channel so he can put his Power Ranger show there.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. Again, it's just with Saban. A lot of things don't make a lot of sense, man. It's just like
Well,
obviously.
I think what he's trying to do, I guess he's trying to play it safe because he doesn't want to repeat the whole Fox family debacle that he had with Fox.
Oh yeah.
So
That's pretty true. What's your take on it, Crater?
Wait, what?
What's your take on it? I heard you were saying something.
Oh no, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of when you said Saban, I was like, oh yeah, didn't Saban do Digimon?
Oh, Digimon, man. Digimon was great, man.
yeah, he did the first series on to I think it was what?
Yeah, he did the first season to the 4th season, I think.
Yeah, half of it was done by Sensation Animation, which was still Saban.
Yeah.
And then they parted ways, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Digimon is still going though, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
still going.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Started up.
And unfortunately, so is Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Actually, believe it or not, if you watch X and Y, actually it's a lot different than the previous Pokemon series. Let me tell you something. This is probably the best series to come out since Johto, in my opinion.
I don't know. I gave up on the show a long time ago. What were you saying though, Justin?
Yeah, I was saying X and Y. It is good if you've seen like the first. Cause they did air like the first 2 episodes in English like a month or 2 ago, like as a preview, and it's interesting.
Okay, there's the link of Simon Cowell singing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right there. You guys see the link?
Yeah, I see the link. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna watch it real quick here. DMZ, the best verse for now.
Yeah, I think.
Oh man, Saban is standing right next to him. He's like, "You got." It's like he's there for assurance. He's like, "You got to do it. You better sing it. I'm here to make sure you sing it." That's great, man.
He's Simon
That is
Cowell.
hilarious. Oh gosh. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, that is priceless. Wow. So Barry, that it is 100% true. Wow, he got him to do it. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's Haim flexing that muscle.
It's more the money muscle than the flex.
Oh, of course. Hey man, it still worked. That's the bottom line.
The money muscle, not the flex muscle. It's the money muscle, man.
Hey man, Saban could be a Power Ranger, man. He has the money. He probably has the technology. We just don't know about it.
Haim Saban should have been the Green Ranger instead of Tommy.
He's the real Green Ranger.
He's the real Green Ranger, yeah.
Real Green Ranger. That's what's up.
Like his Megazord would be like a gold-plated Dragon Zord.
Gold-plated, man. Nah, you know what? It would actually be his Megazord would actually be Uncle Scrooge's bank.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, man.
Uncle Scrooge's money bin. I know you guys remember that.
Oh yeah, and then like it'll just pop out like coins to defeat the monster, and then he would have to put everything back in the bank.
Pick them all back up after the fight was over.
Yeah, it's like I gotta get everything back. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Now I'm going to go for a swing.
Yes.
It's like after it's all done,
after it's all done, yeah.
Swims through the coins.
Mhm.
Saban is paid, man.
Yep.
That's crazy though. Wow, man. He got Simon to do it. Bravo, Saban. Bravo.
I mean, let me tell you something. Even though he has the money, the show is, I don't want to say it because it'll be too vulgar. Like, it's just utter trash. Unfortunately, it's just trash. Even like we mentioned last week about the show. I mean, like you said, Tommy. I mean, he has the funds to make his own channel to put Power Rangers in, along with other properties that he could. For example, I mean, he could contract Cartoon Network to air some shows to put on this Saban channel or something like that.
He needs to bring back Masked Rider.
He needs to bring back, well, the Kamen Rider franchise, because it's still successful in Japan and other parts of Asian countries, but not in America, unfortunately. And I hope that, who knows, maybe third times will be the charm, because we had 2 attempts already at, adapting a Kamen Rider franchise.
Well,
So let's just see. After Super Mega Force, who knows? Because as I said before, Power Rangers is the only show that Saban Brands
That was successful.
has that it is still producing. I mean, sure, you got Digimon, but Digimon's already been produced. It's just being dubbed. But it is the only show that they have in their portfolio at the moment. That and Paul Frank, which I guess is a toy property for kids. But they only have one property. They have to expand one way or the other. I mean, sure, the toys will help them create that, that cash, but still they have to expand into other properties. I mean, look at Hasbro. They have different properties like My Little Pony and
well, of course.
Transformers.
Well, Hasbro is like, they're the biggest. They're by far now the biggest toy manufacturer here, American toy manufacturer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They bought out so many. They bought out so many of their competitors. I mean, they bought out Kenner. Kenner, was huge.
I remember Kenner.
Yeah,
I remember
they ended up. Yeah, they ended up. They got bought out by Hasbro. Hasbro bought out a lot. I think they also bought out Galoob and. Could be wrong about that though. I believe they also bought out Galoob and what's the other one that was big around the time that we were probably growing up?
Tycho.
I forget.
It was Tycho.
No, but yeah, there was Tycho. I remember Tycho. But yeah, they bought out. Hasbro bought out a lot though, man. They brought out a lot of companies.
Yeah, but
there was some good.
Speaking of which, with Saban though, like I said, he has to do something. I mean, he can't stay with Power Rangers forever.
No, of course
Go
not.
ahead,
You know how it goes.
Yeah. So you were saying,
all good things come to an end.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is with anything, man. It comes to an end at some point in time.
Yeah.
And some things overstay their welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons.
Simpsons, yes, and of course, well, Family Guy. Well, it's still new, but.
But it's you know what, that to me, it doesn't have longevity either, man. But but that's not here nor there. You know what? Let's get back to Manime. Let's talk about Manime.
Okay, that's Manime.
We haven't talked about Manime enough.
Yes. Now, do we consider Attack on Titan a manly anime?
What? Which one? Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Tommy? What is that, Tommy?
Haven't seen it. I don't know.
Oh, you guys haven't seen Attack on Titan? Man, guys, you guys are living under the basement.
I'm so out, man.
I know that
it.
I'm not a fan. I haven't been able to find it to watch it.
It's on Hulu, man. Oh no, not Hulu. On Chocorroll. Chocorroll.
Yeah. So,
What about you?
Crunchyroll?
What about you?
Crunchyroll, yeah. Crunchyroll, yeah.
What's the deal? What's the deal with Attack on Titan, Justin? What's that?
Okay, well, so basically, obviously by the name, it's like these Titans. They're trying. Well, basically, the main plot is that they're trying. It's like this one fort left, or I'll call it a fort that's left that they're trying to defend from the Titans that are trying to just. They're not trying to destroy it. They're just trying to destroy it. Well, Sentai 22, you'll probably explain it better.
Okay, basically, it's about like the human civilization are being they're already they have these big walls, and they're being basically eaten by Titans. Now Titans are these gigantic humans. They don't have any sexual organs or anything like that, and they eat people for no apparent reason. It's just.
You look like you might taste good.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah, and then they try and it's kind of like you guys watched RPM, right?
Yeah.
No, don't talk to me about it.
Okay, never mind.
I just finished.
They're in the last of the human race are basically in these kind of fences, these big walls, and if one of the Titans ever destroy a wall, they have like a backup wall in this other city, and it's kind of hard to explain, but it's a really good anime. You guys should definitely check it out.
I'll check it out sometime. I mean, I have apparently a lot of anime to catch up on. See, the thing is, that's one of the things. It's just like now, I don't know, man. I can't get into a lot of these newer animes. They're just they're so all over the place now.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I definitely really agree.
Yeah, I'm used to.
Well, the reason why is that we see so many animes at the same time is because of the internet. Like back then, we didn't have the internet to to fill our anime fuel. We had to go to these anime shops. We had to go to the video stores that had
rental stores. Yep, the rental stores.
That had this Chinese guy that will hook you up with some awesome anime. Look, I got some of this. I got some subtitled Dragon Ball Z and Evangelion, even though the quality was pure crap.
Listen. I got some good stuff. All right, got some good stuff I can give you. $10 a page. But you can't tell your parents.
Yes, it was like drugs that we were trying to pick up in this video store.
Yeah, you're trafficking the bootleg. You can't tell your parents. And if anybody asks, I didn't sell you this. I will deny it. You didn't get that from me. Oh man, that's how it was with anime though. Yeah, I remember that, man. And I remember going to the video store because that was the only way to watch it because there wasn't networks that had it. I remember one of the first networks that started showing anime was actually Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel was one of the first to show like the more graphic anime, even though they wouldn't show all the violence. But there was some actually. You know what? I'm trying to think. I know. They might have actually. I know that initially. I know sometimes they would show anime uncensored. That was in the very early days of Sci-Fi though, when nobody really knew what it was. And I remember that they brought back some anime that I loved, man, from my childhood, which was like Robotech, man. I remember when it had its run on Sci-Fi Channel, man, and I was like, oh, I hadn't seen, it was great. I got to watch, all the episodes that I had missed when I was a kid on Sci-Fi. It was great, man.
Robotech was one of my animes that I had no idea what a love triangle was.
Oh, you know what, man? Yeah, man. I remember watching that, man, and thinking like, man, it's so complicated. Is that how it is? Is that how it is, man? You gotta be, man, two rolls on you, man. You can't. Oh, man, it's just.
Man, I don't know what's the deal with Rick Hunter, but I guess he has a thing for older women.
Boom! There you go.
I mean, Lisa was, I guess, 5 years older than Rick, right?
She was a couple years older. I don't think she was significant. She wasn't like much older. She was a little bit older than he was. She was maybe a couple years older than he was. Maybe at most 5. Yeah, that would be about right. But and then Min-Mei was younger than him. Min-Mei was a couple years younger than him. So there was that. She was very immature, and then you had Lisa, who is very mature but very insecure, and also very just very
blunt.
She
was blunt, yeah, but also very but because she had already lost somebody that she loved, there was that wound, obviously, of giving her heart to someone else, I guess. You know what I mean? After what she had already been through with losing her fiance, who died, who was also a military man on a mission, and it was interesting, man. It's just like difference of those two, and it's like Min-Mei obviously didn't realize how important Rick was to her until she was like, oh man, he has feelings for someone else. It's like, that's what you get. That's how happens. It is. That's what happens. Yeah.
You knew at the very beginning that guy was a jerk.
Rick?
Yeah.
Don't you talk to Admiral Hunter like that?
Huh? Not him. Min-Mei's boyfriend from China.
Oh yeah,
Lin Min-Mei. Yeah, she was Chinese.
Yeah.
I read.
he and Minmay went to China, and then there was this guy that was like
Her cousin.
her cousin.
Her cousin.
Which,
her first cousin.
Her first cousin.
That's where it gets a little weird, because you're watching that as a kid. And it's just like
like, how is it? Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you're just like yeah, you watch that and you're just like, it's kind of weird.
Okay.
Man.
It's weird. We have incest.
I mean, it was already weird enough seeing it, you know, in Star Wars, where it's just like, you know, when you find out that Luke and Leia are brother and sister, it's just like, she kissed him in the last movie. Ew.
Well, I think the reason for that was I don't know if that was intentional. Maybe because they didn't thought it through.
No, I mean, of course. I mean, it's when you after the fact, obviously, it's harmless after the fact, because it's like they didn't know. You know what I mean?
They didn't know.
But it's just like, but as a kid, and you watch it and you see that, you're just like, she kissed him in the last movie. Ew. Because his sister kissed him. It's nasty.
Like I said, keep in mind, like, the two movies were still in concept stages, so it could have been at something else or something like that. Maybe they wanted to create a love triangle between Luke Skywalker.
Well, there was a love triangle there up until the point, if you think about it, up until the point where obviously Han doesn't know, and then he finds out, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, you see?
He's like, yeah, he was your brother? Cool. All right,
yeah.
That means me and you can be together.
Yeah. And Luke will be my brother-in-law.
Well, so.
Yeah. But let's go back to Robotech. I mean, it was a really awesome show. I mean, it was something that, you know, for my time, it was pretty interesting. You know, it was a lot of things that I've never saw in an anime, like the seriousness of the show.
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I appreciate about it most, even watching it as a kid, is that it was a show. It was a show that basically you had you know, real life scenarios. You had death. You had you know, the grieving process. You had, you know, just, you know, serious issues. I mean, obviously the war between the Zentradi and the humans, and then them finding out, hey, we're not so different. We're not so different, you and I.
Yeah.
You know?
The only thing that I did not like about it, and I kind of learned about this a few years later, was that the second season wasn't really tied into the first one. If you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Because they were two different series. I mean, they came from two different... I mean, the thing is that they had created 3 animes. One of them was obviously Super Dimension. Fortress Mycross was one, and then Super Dimension Calvary Southern Cross, which ended up being the second season of Robotech. But they were series that were created and produced by the same company, but they had nothing at all to do with each other. The third one... No,
I mean, they had like a prologue at the first episode discussing the parents of...
Oh yeah, but those shows had absolutely nothing at all to do with each other. They were self-contained within each other. They just wrote them in. But the interesting thing though is that those shows were part of the Super Dimension trio, I guess you could say, or of animes, which was the first one was Super Dimension Fortress Mycross, then Super Dimension Calvary Southern Cross, and the third one was Super Dimension Century Orgus, which that ended up being licensed and released here many years later on VHS. But that was part of that original trilogy of animes, but none of them have anything to do with each other. They're all self-contained. They're all within their own universe. But what they did, the way they wrote it though, was genius. I mean, they made it make sense, you know. And then after the fact, they ended up making, you know, Robotech 2: The Sentinels, which was actually something that Harmony Gold had paid, you know, that the original animators. That was like something that they paid them to make, you know, which was pretty interesting, you know.
Oh, guys, news just came in. Sailor Venus SH figures will be coming out in January.
Sailor Venus.
Yep.
There you go.
That you got another. That's another review for you, bro. That's another review for you, Sentai.
That's another review. Although I don't get why, because in the series, Jupiter came out like the way that the releases are is like that's how it was in the anime. Like that's how Mercury like she was the first to debut on the series, and then Jupiter debuted, and then the last was Venus. And so that's kind of odd, but oh well. They're making that money, I guess.
Hey, I mean, they're still gonna make. You know, I don't think the release orders matters. It's the
You know what I
release
hope?
order matters.
You know what I hope they do? Like after the releases, I hope they release Sailor V SH figure art.
Interesting.
You
I'm
know what
sure they
Sailor
will.
V is, right? That's like the concept version for Sailor Moon.
Well, I didn't. Oh, I'm probably thinking of. I'm probably thinking something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Sailor V was.
I don't know a lot about it.
Oh, okay. Sailor V was basically the concept for Sailor Moon.
Okay.
They thought originally. They wanted to make it look like that, like basically, Sailor V became like a fictional comic book in the Sailor Moon universe, which ironically was supposed to be concept for what Sailor Moon is now.
Okay. I'd have to check it out.
Yeah,
But,
just go to Wiki and you figure it out. Yeah.
You know how we were talking about Robotech, and like I said, how they ended up, you know, including like real life issues and drama, which was good. You know, the interesting thing about Fist of North Star is that I guess you could say, you know, Kenshiro was the first character to cry and make it look manly.
Yeah.
He was. He's the only guy that could cry and make it look manly. It's just like, you know, I love
guys,
that.
I'll be right back.
Series. Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
be right back. Hold on.
But getting back to
that was testosterone pouring out of his eyes. Those weren't tears.
no,
It's
it
like
was
that. It's like that Indian guy in the 70s environmental commercials.
the tear. I remember those.
The Indian tear.
Well, I don't remember them because that was before, you know. But I remember. I've seen that commercial though. Yeah, the Indian, the tear. Yes.
Yeah.
No, the Kenshiro. That's one thing I love about his character. It's not just that. It's a very very good anime. He just is just he has such a strong sense of justice, and he's just a. It's interesting. Like a couple of years ago, I think they made a Fist of North Star Zero. They showed what happened. Basically, it takes place like right after, not long after he had been defeated by Shin, and how he wandered the desert and then ended up getting taken in or taken prisoner he was a slave that was forced to fight. You know, in like a coliseum. You know, they had the whole gladiator thing going with him, and how they pretty much, it kind of explains how he became like more merciless, you know, and that, you know, how he had to kind of not really abandon, but kind of had to wise up his ways because he was still kind of soft, and you know, he had to like toughen up. You know, they had to show him, you know, like, hey, you know, you can't be merciful against some of these guys that you fight, because you know, if you let them live, they're just gonna go on and keep killing. It's just like you know, you're not doing anybody any favors by sparing their life, because these guys, you know, these are dudes that don't deserve to live. And that's when he like became more of a judge, jury, executioner type that we see in Fist of the North Star, where he has like no remorse for some of these scumbags that he kills. I mean, the ones that he does, actually, the one that he has like a little that are sympathetic are usually like the bigger opponents that he fights, like Shin and the guys that are all parts of bigger story arcs, like Shin and Salzer and guys like that. You know, end up being a little bit more sympathetic, even though Salzer's not really a sympathetic character. He's a scumbag too, but you kind of end up understanding him a little bit, and why he was the way he was. You know, so
Yeah.
so
Another manly anime series is Big O.
Big O, I want, you know, I that's one I definitely have always wanted to see, and because I loved Giant Rubble. I love that anime. That is one of my all-time favorite animes. Is Giant Rebel. What a great anime. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to check it out. That I would.
Yeah.
It's more dramatic than anything else, but I mean, hey, I consider it manly.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Bloom's performance as John Smith was perfect. Just like he did with Spike Spiegel and Cowboy Bebop, he delivered
You
that
know what's
character perfectly.
what's interesting is that Steve Bloom was also the voice of the main bad guy in Giant Rebel. Or not the main bad guy. What was his name? What was the guy's name? I forget his name. Do you remember, Tom?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah, I remember he was Von Foger's son. I forget his name, but he did the voice. Steve Bloom is that dude has done so much. It's crazy.
He was the voice of Starscream in the most recent Transformers show, Prime.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Starscream.
That's did he use his usual voice, or did he screech it up a bit?
He screeched it up a bit.
Nice.
He had all the trademark sniveling and groveling that Starscream was known to do. He did a really good job with that.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
I'd have to see that. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Steve Bloom. He's done a lot of Steve Bloom, I should say, was also the voice of Agito Makishima in Guyver, the OAV series.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, and speaking of Big O, the Soul of Chogokin, Big O action figure, they have it on eBay for around $189.99. It's like $200. Not bad though.
Mm. 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 No.
Yeah.
No. I hurt my pockets. No.
That hurts your pockets. Yeah.
Hurt my pockets. No way, man. That's like that. That would. Not down with that, man.
Well, if you think that is worse, they also have another one, but it's made by a different company though, and it's a big version of Big O, and it's all accurate. It comes with like the little car where John Smith goes into the robot. That costs like around $500.
Is his name really John Smith? Is it really something that common? That's not a
Yeah,
code name for
that's
something
pretty
else?
much. Yeah, John Smith is a very common name for a lot of fictional characters in TV and animation for some strange reason.
So they use it. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, actually, it's Roger Smith. Well, it's basically the same.
Okay, I was about to say.
But it's still Roger, John.
Smith is yeah, it's very common.
Still a character off of American Dad.
Huh?
He's still a character off of American Dad.
Yep.
Well, actually, my last name is Smith, so it is a common last name.
Yeah, it's a common last
It's a very common name.
Yeah, I have a boss that I work with. His name is Roger as well. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what other manly animes I can able to think of right at the moment.
Hey, one we need to talk. Guyver is a great anime that we haven't talked about. It's fantastic. Tom,
I haven't watched Guyver the anime though. I only watched the live action versions. Huh?
What?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know. I'm lost.
What do you? Oh man, you're breaking my heart. Tom, you need to break them off. Break them off, Tom.
Break me.
Break them off, Tommy. Break them off. What's up, man? Really? Oh man, killing me, man.
Any of the Guyver animated stuff? Out of Control, the OAV, the newer anime that came out a couple years ago. You haven't seen any of that?
I only read the manga, but never the animated series, unfortunately.
The manga is good.
Some knowledge, because the manga is the source material.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with.
Newer anime is more closely related to the source material than the previous OAV series.
Oh, I see. All right.
You see zoonoids like Panadyne. You see zoolords. Stuff that you didn't see in the original animes that came out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the OAV series. The one thing I loved about the original OAV series, obviously, there's pretty gory. But the thing was, I loved that at least for the first 6 episodes, the animation style was great, and the music, man, the music was so. It had such this. It had this very. It just fit perfect. It had this mixture of like this this rock slash very melancholy sci-fi-ish. It was very very interesting. I have that soundtrack. I think it's phenomenal. I loved it. I loved
Another manly anime that I would like to talk about that was on Toonami is Ronin Warriors, the original Power Ranger Samurai.
That's a great one. That's a great one, man. That is a great one, man. I love Ronin Warriors. Ronin Warriors is fantastic. Yeah. You know what the funny thing is about shows like Ronin Warriors and Saint Seiya is that they apparently in Japan have a very large female fan base because they're considered like pretty boy animes.
Yeah.
Because every member of the team is they all draw very attractive.
I thought Kamen Rider was though, because it has a lot of pretty boys there too as well.
Maybe no, but the thing is with Kamen Rider, you can see that with it being live action, you can see the appeal of it being for everyone pretty much. I mean, and how dark it is. See, the thing is, as dark, Ronin Warriors was dark, but it wasn't like again, not very grotesquely violent either. Neither was Saint Seiya, but you know what? Saint Seiya definitely, the way things happen in Saint Seiya. Oh man, like the way when somebody gets beaten and the way they fall and it looks like they just snap their neck, but they're okay. They're just unconscious probably. It just like the way they get smashed is just so brutal. It's just like it, but again, it's one of those animes. It's considered a pretty boy anime. It's just like, wow, I guess Japanese girls love watching these pretty boys punch each other in the face.
Yeah. Even though they don't like their faces are all beautiful, they don't have like any like scars or anything like that. Dude, how did you not get damaged?
His face, not his face.
His face.
No, their face still looks good.
And it's still like they get hit, but in style, like in a good way, like ow, like I did from that.
Not really a anime, but Elfen Lied. What is that?
Oh, Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied. What is?
Yeah, that's.
What is that?
Messed up show is what. It revolves around this scientific organization who either captured some kind of alien or created an all new life form, and their whole goal is to harness it for good, and then it escapes. Kill people psychically. Like you'll just see them like float up into the air and like explode and twist around, and it's pretty graphic. But the alien is the form of this girl with pink hair, and during her escape, I guess she catches some sort of amnesia or something, so she forgets what she is, and she's found by this college kid and his sister.
Okay.
And she basically develops a personality. Some of the time she's this Disney little partially mute girl named Mew, who doesn't know how to do anything, can't dress herself, blah blah blah. And then when threatened, she turns into this badass psychic killer, pardon my language, who is really relentless against anyone who would harm her or these people who've come to take care of her.
Would you consider it a manime?
Well, that depends. Do we qualify a strong female lead with the ability to kill without touching you manly?
Let's call it a phenome.
It's a very good show. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. He just corrected me. The other girl is the main character's cousin.
But this also brings up another interesting point here. Like is to say the main character has a bunch of women. I know it's a harem anime, but do you guys consider that as a manly anime? Because that guy is so freaking lucky to have these beautiful girls at his very whim. Take, for example, Tenchi Muyo.
Well, Tenchi, I wouldn't consider it so much a anime, but it's definitely a classic. Definitely a classic. I love Tenchi Muyo. I've actually met some people that don't care for it too much. That I've actually.
I would call it lucky bastard anime because every harem has the main character, and you have all these women falling in love with him.
Well, I mean, it was like, there's been a couple different animes like that where a guy's been, where it's a dude and surrounded by attractive, women, and he just doesn't care for them. It's just like whatever.
Yeah, one thing that I do like about Tenchi Muyo is that it doesn't shove the fan service in your face. What I'm referring to is the pervertedness of.
Yeah, I honestly that's something. Yeah, I could care less about. I mean, in anime, it has no appeal at all whatsoever to me. I mean, a good story,
sometimes
if it's funny, it's good. If it's a good story, if it's funny, if it's good action, whatever. That's all I need.
Yeah, a lot of the animes that are doing now, particularly like the harems, like they always try to use the fan service, which when I mean fan service is basically showing the girls
the cleavage,
and boobies, yes.
I could care less about that. That isn't really that's definitely never been an appeal of an anime for me. It's just like for me from day one. Oh man, especially again, with MANIME, Vampire Hunter D, man. When I saw Vampire Hunter D telling these evil spawn of the underworld to basically return to hell, I was just like, yes, return to hell where you belong. All these evil spawns of Satan. It was
another good manly anime would have to be Yu Yu Hakusho as well.
Oh yeah, I was about to
Yu Yu Hakusho, another one that I kind of missed. I gotta be honest, I never got around to you. My brother watched Yu Yu Hakusho and told me a lot about it, but I myself never got around to it. But I know it's another fighting anime, right?
Yeah, it's too bad it never got to finish its run on Toonami, unfortunately.
Go ahead,
Justin. On Adult Swim, sorry. It never got to finish its run, unfortunately.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Justin?
Oh no.
Oh, nothing? Oh, okay.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho, huh? Yeah, never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's seen Naruto, though, right? Hey, Naruto.
Yeah, we know about Naruto. We just don't care about it anymore. The story's been. Let me tell you something. I have been following the manga for a long time, and it's just going nowhere at this point. It's like what happened to Bleach. And I have a feeling that it'll be the same way with Naruto, the anime series. I think they'll probably stop doing it at episodes until maybe at least a year or something like that. That's my prediction, because they're still making Naruto episodes, but the mangas continue. And I have to say, the manga it keeps dragging along too much. I hope they just finish it already. It's enough. I had it. A little more.
I enjoy watching Bleach.
Oh yeah, Bleach is good.
Bad movie redemption said, not sure if this counts, but Gotcha Man. Yes, Gotcha Man is a manly anime.
Yes.
I would consider it a manime, especially the Battle of the Planets adaptation. There's nobody manlier than Casey Kasem.
Yes. even though when he's high in the Mystery Machine.
Casey Kasem, that dude.
Yeah.
Save the world. 40.
Saving the world while eating a Scooby snack.
Casey Kasem.
I'm surprised they never had like a dog on Battle of the Planets, although the bird motif would probably would probably be awkward.
Well, they had an eagle, didn't they? If I remember right? They had an eagle.
They had an eagle,
Didn't
like
they?
a real bird in Battle of the Planets, like a pet bird or something like that. Did they have one?
I think they did. Did they? You know, I can't remember. I don't think they did. No. Right? They didn't have like a mascot, did they? They didn't have one. No. I don't
Uh,
think they did, right? Okay.
mm,
You know what? Good, because I hate mascots.
yeah,
The worst among them was Snark, man. Thundercats. Oh my lord!
yeah.
Thank goodness in the newest series he doesn't talk.
Oh yeah, it's probably. I bet you he's probably second to Scrappy Doo.
Oh yeah, it's Scrappy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Like,
much so that the villain in the first movie was great.
hmm
I have not seen it.
Don't
I'm not
bother.
sure.
no
Man, I'm
problem.
so
Yeah, it's
behind.
not worth it.
So far behind. Need to
Mhm.
catch up.
Hey, it's okay, man. I'm not really into the newer animes that much. I mean, I see some of the newer stuff from time to time, but I'm always old school. In some
There's
ways, new with the class. New. Go ahead, Tommy.
sorry, there's one new anime that I've really come to love, and that's Sword Art Online. The
Oh
first season.
yes, actually have the Figma for it. Let me show you right now. Kirito. There you go. You see?
Very nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Does it come
I
with the
also
other sword, or is it the only one?
it comes with two, the blue one and the black one as well. I also have Asuna as well. If I can take her out as well. Yeah, let me see if I
again,
can take her out. Let's see. Yeah, I got her. See, I got her too. Fully posable. You can do different poses. Uh, yeah.
who was that other character you had? Is that Colonel Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist?
No, that's Kirito. Yeah, that's Kirito, the main character of Sword Arts Online. Now, the series is basically like The Matrix. Like basically everybody's trapped in this game that some developer created to see how like it's kind of like The Grudge meets The Matrix. You're basically stuck in the virtual world, and the only way to get out is to defeat the main boss in the forgot which floor, but the 100th floor. Yeah, if you beat him, the game pretty much everybody gets locked out. If you lose, you lose. You die in real life. You lose for real. You basically you the Nerve gear, basically the virtual reality helmet. That you play your virtual reality will kill you. Like it fries your brain. And in the
Wow.
series, a lot of people like particularly the characters that Kirito meets. Unfortunately, some of them do die.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you should watch it, Jonathan. It's pretty good. Yeah.
there's so many I have to catch up on. It's just like you guys hit me with this list of so many animes that I probably find interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, the last I think anime series that I watched, and it was short through its completion from episode 1 till its last episode was Eden of the East, and I think me and Tommy had talked about this earlier today. I think that was the last anime that I actually saw, which I wouldn't really consider an anime, but a good anime though, definitely a good anime, unique and caught my attention. That's because, like I said, that's the one thing with some of this newer anime. It just doesn't really hold my attention. I don't know. I just can't get into a lot of it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't really appeal like it used to me. I don't know. I don't want to say I've grown out of it because I could sit down and still watch it. I mean,
Well, I think the
before,
reason for it is because now, like I said before, we have more options to watch anime like we used to.
yeah,
And you know what's
that could probably
the
be some of the
and
reason.
the irony about all this is that a lot of the U.S. licensing companies, which at the time in the 1990s, they could have had an opportunity to license pretty much the majority of animes at the time, but they did not.
Mhm.
You know, and once the internet was invented, like a lot of the a lot of the animes that became popular thanks to the fan subs were licensed, which is kind of odd because they like if the internet wasn't invented, they probably would have never done that. And that's why I don't agree with some of the people in the that work in the anime industry saying, "Oh, the internet is ruining our industry," but in reality, it helped their industry.
Oh, it did. It
It
absolutely
did, but you know, there's still like guys, you didn't even bring them. There were a lot of good animes in the 90s that never really got a US release because you were too scared that the audience might not like it.
Yep,
I mean,
that's
sure.
true.
I mean,
It's true.
true that there might be risks, but you know, there was a risk when they brought Robotech
Yeah.
and Voltron, and yet they did fairly well.
Yep. Well, that's
You
the
know?
thing. Without the risk, I mean, the risk is worth the reward sometimes. I mean, obviously in those cases,
And that's why again, a lot of the anime people that work in the anime industry say that the ruining our industry. No, it didn't. It actually helped you guys. You know what I mean?
that's the thing, and they've withstood the test of time. I mean, obviously Voltron and Robotech it's still beloved. You know, it's just funny that things, things from that era, have so much longevity from the '80s.
I
Are
mean,
still
just
around
imagine.
today.
I mean, just imagine like if Haruhi is another great. It's another current anime that I like as well. It was about this girl. It was a confusing story, but it did pretty well here. But yet, if it was released in the 90s, U.S. companies would never touch it.
So of course there was. Oh man, there was a laundry list of stuff that they they would have touched with the 10-foot pole.
But just
Yeah.
imagine if the internet was invented a little bit earlier, then they
Mhm.
probably would have.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the anime companies, they think that it's really like, you know what? Let me tell
Go
you
fly a
something.
kite.
Go ahead.
No, that's what you got. Go fly a kite.
Go fly a kite. You know, what I mean,
Go fly a
you
kite.
guys didn't.
Go
You
fly a
guys
kite, man.
did not take a lot of risks when you brought a lot of these shows, but you didn't. I mean, and also there's one thing is that there are companies, and I wish they did not exist. There's a company called, the company that license Sword Arts Online, Tommy, right? You know the company, right?
I don't remember the
Aniplex. Aniplex.
And
Yeah.
it was.
They're very notorious when it comes to their DVDs. You know how much a complete set? What? Go ahead,
name.
Tommy.
Aniplex is very greedy when it comes to their DVD release.
Yeah, I mean, a complete set, particularly the normal ones, but not the Blu-ray, but normal, will cost you around $600.
Yeah.
600, and the Blu-rays $700. Just imagine,
No me
like,
gusta.
I know,
No me
I know.
gusta.
I mean, just to like, it is so bad that you had to buy the international versions for those DVDs because they're much cheaper. For 12 episodes of Sword Arts Online from another international licensee, which I think is Mad Entertainment in the international market, that will for 12 episodes it'll only cost you like $40.
Yeah.
But,
Aniplex
No.
did not own Full Metal Alchemist.
what was that?
Aniplex is the reason that I don't own Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and there's some animes that were like, for example, Luron Lagan, I think is another one that was acquired by ADV, and then at that time the DVDs for that were fairly decent because it was from a different company. But when they bought when Aniplex bought the property, they skyrocketed the DVDs. I mean, seriously.
No.
You know what they say about the reason for the high cost is because you're paying for quality.
You're paying for quality. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying for quality. Look,
I've heard
let me
that
tell
one
you
before.
something. Let me tell you
I'd
something.
buy that for $1.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you something. Don't get me wrong. Not Full Metal Alchemist. Sword Arts Online was a very good anime. The first part, but the second part, I just did not like it. I just didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you have your cousin, some have a crush on you. Again, the whole cousin thing. What's the deal with the whole cousin
I don't
thing?
know. I don't know what's up with the whole hey your
Well,
cousins.
from what I do
You're
know,
supposed to
Japan.
get down.
From what I do know, Japan doesn't really have an issue with cousins, I guess, having relations. But anyway, the story from that point on was just not that great. I mean, it was the first part where they're in Sword Arts Online and not the other game. Um, but it's not worth the $600 that they want us to pay.
I mean, the second season has great visuals, and the story isn't bad. It just it gets a little weird. And the backdrop of the game that they use with the whole fairy theme is it's strange. But overall, you know, the second season isn't bad either. But yeah, it's not worth what Netflix is trying to charge for.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand their kind of position on this issue. The reason why they're like, the thing is, they're trying to copy Japan's business model. Like in Japan, I mean, the anime DVDs are fairly expensive, so is a lot of the entertainment that are released on DVD over there. I mean, a Blu-ray over there still costs like around $40 for one movie. I mean, Iron Man, I checked on Asia. They had the Iron Man movie, the Japanese version, for 40, I think, yeah, 40, $30. Even though at Best Buy you can get it for like at least maybe 20 to, $23. I mean,
Hey man, $5 at the Walmart
yeah,
thing next year. Boom.
yeah, $5. You see what I mean?
Boom.
But like I say,
Forget about it.
Japan, the video industry is very, very, very. I won't say look like they're very greedy. Like they I just like if Japan knew that they had other options elsewhere, they probably would take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they don't seem to think that when you're like they think that what you're paying for is quality, but in reality, not. It's not. When it comes to those DVDs, I mean, I understand. I do understand that they're trying to make a living, but I mean, this is ridiculous.
There's a difference between trying to make a living and trying to bleed somebody dry.
What was that?
But there's a difference between trying to make a living and trying to bleed somebody dry.
Pretty
Oh,
much,
yeah.
yeah.
Tell
I
him,
mean,
Tommy. You tell him, Tom. Tell him.
yeah. I mean, Japan, it's a complete. Let me tell you something. Japan has a completely different culture than we do. If they want to spend their hard-earned cash, $600 on an anime, they could spend it because in Japan, like everything is very limited. A lot of these DVDs, a lot of the DVDs are limited editions. They're not like mass-produced because if they're mass-produced, then it would just lose a lot of value, and it's basically wasting money.
Oh, I know they're big on collecting stuff over there. Good for them. Not good for us.
Not good for us, unfortunately, because we mass-produce everything. So,
Oh yeah.
until it's a lot for everybody.
Well, the thing is now, especially I mean with the toy industry, I mean they obviously what started as the thing of them not producing enough, became a thing of them using it as a means to just boost sales, because they now obviously they do variants on purpose. Variants was something that obviously was not done on purpose when they first started. You know what I mean? When a figure was colored a different color from another, it was because, the manufacturing error. It wasn't because they were intentionally trying to make a rare figure. But then when they saw that, how that could, work, to their benefit, have people going to the stores more, that's when it became a common thing for them to actually make variant figures, for store releases and such. Which is,
And that's particularly true when it comes to Power Rangers.
well, with not just with Power Rangers, they do it a lot. Like Hasbro has been doing it for, geez, man, they've been doing it for several years now. I would say from around probably since the mid '90s. I know that they've been at least by the mid or late '90s, I know that they've been pretty much. What could I, that they've been pretty much doing it somewhat intentionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like again, sometimes there's things that happen obviously that are genuinely manufacturing errors, and they do
Yeah.
become one of a kind because of that. Like if a an action figure gets printed on the wrong card, that's a obviously it's a manufacturing error. And those that actually becomes something that's more of a rarity
Yeah, I've seen
than even variants.
I
Sometimes
seen a couple
at
of Power
times.
Ranger. Yeah, I seen a couple of Power Ranger figures that had like mislabeling, and they go up for like a few hundreds from time
Yeah,
to time,
yeah.
just because of
Hey,
its weirdness. And
what?
speaking of
Why is my
toys,
Red Ranger named Kimberly?
yeah,
This is
yeah,
Jason.
it's
He's a
transgen,
guy.
it's transgender, it's man Kimberly. Oh no,
Yeah.
Kimberly's the Red Ranger, the flipping head. Yeah, what was it, Tommy? Sorry, we couldn't hear you.
He said it's Manberly.
Manberly.
There you go. So,
So, I was talk about the death of toy stores. Now, as you guys probably remember, as a kid growing up, we had multiple stores, including the privately family-owned ones back in the day. Unfortunately, because of the competition with, of course, Toys R Us and big chain stores, they started to go pretty much downhill. I mean, as a kid growing up, there was basically three major chain stores. There was Lionel, Kitty City, Toys R Us, and KB Toys.
okay.
KB Toys and Lionel, I think KB was bought by Toys R Us,
Yeah, they were bought out.
and Lionel unfortunately sold its assets to another company at this point. So it
I
makes
never
it
heard of that store that you mentioned. What was it called? Say it again.
Lionel Kitty City. The mascot was actually a kangaroo instead of
Never heard
a
of it.
giraffe. Yeah, the mascot for that was a kangaroo. But yeah, it was a chain store in parts of the country. Unfortunately, I guess there wasn't one in Florida, but it was here. Yeah, they had. What was that, Tommy?
It was in West Palm Beach.
There was one point. Yeah. I mean, you could, like, Lionel probably had the biggest toy selection of toys than any other toy chain. Toys R Us was not, like, when I as a kid, it was very, very huge toy store. I mean, it was mind-boggling to see so much of a selection. I mean, not like Toys R Us. It would be the Toys R Us in Times Square in a sense. I mean, it has a lot of variety, but unfortunately, like I said, it fell into bankruptcy. And of course, as you guys probably know now, in the U.S., there is no. I do know that outside of the United States, there is toy chain stores, like in Europe, but here it just doesn't exist anymore. Toys R Us is pretty much the only toy store in the United States. It's pretty much the only game in town. So it kind of begs the question: does Toys R Us really have a future, because there's not really any competition anymore?
Well, I mean, if they're the only one around, I would say yeah. I mean, they're so big now. I mean, isn't Toys R Us is owned by FAO Schwartz, aren't they? Or vice
No,
versa? Or no?
vice versa. Yeah, Toys R Us owns FAO Sports.
FAO Schwartz. Okay. Yeah, I know those were in it. Yeah, so I mean, they're probably always going to be around. I mean, the thing that stinks about that obviously is that when you have monopolized things, obviously it limits the options, and obviously Toys R Us they're pricey, man. They're
Yeah,
definitely pricey.
I mean, I wish, like, for example, the Masterpiece Transformers. I mean, just imagine if those were exclusives to KB Toys or Lionel, if they were still around today, they wouldn't pump up those prices like they did on the internet
No, of course
or on
not.
eBay.
Of course not. And that's again, that's the. I mean, there's times. Don't get me wrong. There's times where you'll get some good deals on Toys R Us. I found them. I found some pretty good deals on Toys R Us and stuff. Of course, very few and far between though. I mean, you have to be. I don't want to say you have to be lucky, but you definitely have to be vigilant to catch them. you know, because there's so few and far between. But yeah, man. I mean, I go to Toys R Us. I'll check stuff out, but I rarely. It's rarely a place I shop. You know what I mean? When I'm looking for something active, it really is because there's so many other places that are you know. I mean, if you're looking for just run-of-the-mill action figures on at the toy store, I mean, yes, there is certain ones that you will only find at places like Toys R Us, but I mean, but if it's more generalized stuff like Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Marvel figures, those are you could go to Walmart, you could go to Target, you know what I mean? You can find
Yeah.
them. I mean, so
Yeah, I remember that you used to find a lot of action figures in in your neighborhood toy stores and Chinese gift shops. Now
yeah, well,
Chinese gift shops now sells bootleg stuff now.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when we, like I said, the import store that me and Tom used to go to when we were younger, I mean, they had a lot of import figures there. I mean, some of them were pretty pricey, uh, but some of them weren't. Some of them were decently priced that they were affordable. But obviously, I mean, now looking back on it, you know, looking back on those prices now, as opposed to how much, even some I guess, more accessible stuff is now. It's just like the price. Looking back on those prices now, some of them are pretty reasonable compared to some of the stuff, that's out there now. I mean, it's just, it's crazy, man, how the market's changed. I mean, it's an ever-growing
Oh
market.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
changing.
now guess what, guys? Bandai will finally release 5-inch Power Ranger figures again.
Really.
Yeah. They released like the last time they did that was in RPM, and they scaled it down because of high costs.
Yeah.
From from 2010 toy line to the Megaforce line, they all been 4-inch figures, but now things starting to change now because of course everything is of course you have I guess the dollar is getting a lot stronger as of recently because for some reason the yen seems to be like I could afford stuff now in Japan that I could never have afforded 2 or 3 years ago, which is kind of
Yeah.
odd.
Oh, how the times have changed.
Oh yeah.
Yes. No.
Now I can buy a lot of the Kamen Rider stuff that I couldn't like when I
There you
first
go.
started into Tokusatsu. I mean, around 2006. I mean, it was still substantial. I mean, you could still buy one of those Rider belts for a decent price, and then of course the yen started to get stronger, and you couldn't be able to afford the belts and the Sentai mechas.
Speaking of Kamen Rider, your favorite Kamen Rider, go.
Fies.
Five. There you go. Tom, favorite Kamen Rider, go. Ryuken. All right. Justin, favorite Kamen Rider, go.
Deno.
Oh, okay, nice. My favorite Kamen
I see.
Rider.
Go ahead.
Mine. I don't know yet.
Alright.
Get back
I
to
guess Kuga will be your rider because that's the
Kuga
first
so
one.
far is the first one.
Yeah.
I like it. I like Black too. I've also been watching Black. I like Black a lot. The Kamen Rider Black is pretty good too. I like.
And
Is
Justin, how dare you watch Steno? That's a bad show. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's my favorite one.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's like more comedy, but if you just stick to it towards the end, you get the dark sense of it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it definitely changed the whole dynamics of the Kamen Rider franchise from 2000 and now to what happened in Deno. Because prior to Deno, the series was a little bit more serious and dark.
Yeah, that's
And
why
then when
Deno.
yeah.
good. I mean, I've seen the original Kamen Rider. Like I said, I've started watching Black, started watching Kuga. I like Kuga and Black. I think they're both very good. Black definitely has that Ishinomori feel because I know he produced that season. That's the one he came back for, and it's good. It definitely has his signature on it for sure.
I mean, he actually made a cameo appearance in one episode, if I remember
Because he
correctly.
can.
Because he can, yeah.
Because he can. That's a bit. Well, he
Yeah.
can't now because he's dead. But
He played a
gotta
fisherman
rest
in
his
one
soul.
episode. Yeah, he played a fisherman in one episode of Black. I think it was Black or Black RX.
Yeah.
I think it was Black.
I
He
recently.
played a fisherman.
Yeah, I recently got My Kamen Rider figure.
Ah, you got the first.
That's right, the original. Version 1.
Version 1. Actually got version 2 though, believe it or not. I'm thinking of getting version 1.
Or I should say, this is Kamen Rider 1 old, because it's supposed to be his very first costume, the very kind of like opaque-ish kind of green. So, looking forward to.
I like version 2 a lot better. It's more streamlined and more prettier to look at than the first version.
That I guess the Sakurajima version of it.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I just wanted the original. It's like, yo, original. What's up?
Actually have.
I got a good deal on it.
Actually, if I remember correctly, there's a review of the model Kamen Rider model kit that I did. Actually, I'll show you guys right now.
Do it. Oh, what do we got there? Oh, saw a fan. I can't see it. Let me see.
There you go. You see it? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
You just get closer right now.
Oh no, don't fall, bro. Don't fall.
I won't. There you go. You see it?
Very nice, bro.
Wait, Sentai 22. You have liner form, you know?
No, unfortunately, I only got the regular one, the sword form only.
Yeah, that's the one I want the most. I was thinking of getting that one.
Yeah, and behind that one, that's the Medicon Kamen Rider Kabuto.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the expensive rider doll, if you will.
Ah, toys, such an expensive hobby.
Yes. That one actually, I got that one for a steal, believe it or not. I actually paid like around $130.
That's like out of like I could, man. That's hard for me, man. I hear you say that. I mean, I know you know, it'd be hard for me to drop 3 digits on a figure, man. It's just like the one I was willing to do that for was the what was it? It was the Armor Plus Recano Rio from Yoroiden Samurai Troopers, which is Ronin Warriors here in the U.S. I wanted that figure so bad, and I was willing to drop 3 on that, but I was like, man, I can't.
Hey, I know how you
can't
feel,
do
man.
I can't do it. It's hard, man. It's hard.
You gotta get used to it, man. You gotta throw your money. You gotta throw your money.
Man. Oh no, man. I'm
throw
I'm
that
good,
money into the doll.
Ask me how much I paid for this.
25.
Give the man a prize. Got it right in the head. 25. That's it. I'm good, man. 25, $2. I only have paid $2. I don't know how that ended up being $2 shipping, but that was it. You know. But then again, it was in the States, so probably wasn't far.
Yes, probably the bluefin version.
Yeah, man. Well, no, this is well. Maybe
Check in the bottom of the box.
Yeah,
It'll say bluefin.
Bottom.
I mean, that's what's on the bottom there. You see?
Yeah, no, that's the Japanese one, man.
No. Can you put it closer? Let me see. Like, move to the left. Yeah, that's the yeah. No, actually, that's the Bandai Asia version. It's still pretty much the same. Yeah, that sticker on there. It's the Bandai Asia version.
Wait, I wonder how many figures do you actually have?
You want me to show them, Jonathan?
Oh man, he's got a lot. Yeah, you might as well.
I'm gonna show you right now. I'll show you right now.
Here we go. This is just all the way across. Yeah.
There's Goku Super Saiyan 3 in the background, and there's some Figmas as well.
Okay.
He's got an army of figures there.
I got my army of figures, and that's just a piece of the pie. I got some that are in the box and storage.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at mine.
I'll show you my figure arts collection. Ready? That's it. That's it right there. That's it.
Yeah,
Three boxes.
I started
it.
collecting since 2008. Essentially,
I
mostly.
started collecting here.
This was before Bluefin attained the rights to the Tamashi properties.
Yeah.
No, actually, Bluefin attained the properties to the Tamashi stuff, like SH Figuarts. So you were saying, Tommy? Sorry about that.
No, I was saying I have no SH figure arts yet.
Hey, don't worry though. Like
Nope.
once Bluefin has a substantial amount of Figuarts to sell, then go ahead, man, start it. I mean, like I
Don't
said,
do it, Tom. Don't do it. It's a trap.
you gotta,
It's a trap.
you have to do it.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
You
It's a
must
trap.
buy Figuarts. Trust
It's
me.
a trap.
You get addicted after you collect them.
Because I only.
Following them for years now. I've always loved their quality. It's just their prices are only now starting to become bearable.
Yeah, they're.
If I were to start with them, I would probably start with the Dragon Ball line. The Dragon Ball line is phenomenal.
Oh yeah. I think you should, man. Actually, you should pretty much start now before it's too late, man. Because there's one thing that Tamashi or the people that make the SH Figuarts are very notorious is they actually do re-releases, but for the non-popular ones they don't. So they go up a little bit in value on eBay. Like for example, Super Saiyan Goku 3 used to be like $60. Now it's going up for like $100. Yeah, but I have a feeling that they will reissue it, of course. But I don't know. The thing is just when. That's the question. When will they do a second release?
Future Trunks on pre-order right now, don't they?
You got Future Trunks on pre-order?
I believe so. I've seen a lot of
well, good. Get that one, Tommy. You have to hurry up, because it might be the last time.
Well, the deal is done.
Well, if it just
$200.
Yeah, no, actually, it's $100 for right now for Super Saiyan Goku 3. Actually, I remember when Super Saiyan Goku, the first Super Saiyan mode, was released, SH Figuarts wise, it sold out in a couple of months, and it was pretty much the same amount as it is now with Goku Super Saiyan 3. But once the second release came out, it went back down again. So, as you know, anything is possible.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Tommy, just I mean, there's some SH Figuarts that right now that are on the market, like they're mass produced. Some are mass produced, some are not. So, which either one you get, like if it's mass produced, like for example, Goku Super Saiyan 3, go ahead. I mean, the regular Super Saiyan, go ahead, take it. Because maybe in about a few 3 years, they might be sold out.
Yeah, and one thing I like about Bluefin, especially the Power Ranger ones that are Tamashi Web exclusive that they brought over here. Like, I'm glad they brought them over here because otherwise, like, I don't think there'd be no way I would have got them. I would have never got the White Ranger, Pink Ranger, or the Overdrive.
Oh yeah, same here. I mean, the pink and the Armored Red Ranger in Japan are actually Tamashi Web exclusives.
I would never. Yeah, I mean, I got all of them. I got every single Power Ranger that even Seeking Red and Gold.
Yeah, I think you also I remember you also got this one too also, right? The 2-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for next year. It's finally gonna finish the Ninja Storm.
Yeah, they're doing the Ninja Storm 2-pack next, right?
Yeah, with Thunder Ranger.
I'm surprised they're not doing a 2-pack for the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff. I think they might do it with like the black. No, I doubt it.
No, the black one is separate. No, you know what they're doing with it? They're releasing the Power Blaster. The Black Ranger got some of the parts of the Power Blaster, then the Blue Ranger got some of the parts of the Yellow Ranger.
Okay, that's cool. I know they're making 2 separate molds for the Yellow Ranger, making a female body mold.
The one thing that I did not like, though, I wish they did not molded the Thunder Stinger with the Power Blaster for the Pink Ranger.
Yes,
blaster.
because he doesn't have like that's why I hate it. I don't know why she didn't come for sword loaded
Yeah, they only used that in one episode.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? Like they could have just got rid of the Thunder Stinger accessory. That's it. Just needed the Power Blaster only.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense for one episode. You know, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, I guess they figured, hey, more stuff here. Let's spec with more stuff.
Yeah,
Let's just put on some more. There we go.
Let's put more attachments on top of more attachments.
Let's use those
What is it, Tommy?
A couple of extra hands.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Actually, I like the extra hands more than the accessories because you do a lot of more posability to it. I mean, that's particularly true with the White Ranger SH figures because it did not have a lot of hand accessories. Like, you know how in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when Tommy does like the tiger stance? You can't do it in the SH figures version. No, all of the Kiba version of the SH figures is pretty much exactly the same.
Really? I thought it comes with more accessories.
No.
It doesn't?
Pretty much the same as the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger version. Apart from what I've heard is that the Saba accessory, the Saba has some little detail on the holder.
No. That was somebody custom painted that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that pic. You saw that picture, right?
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, that was just a custom paint. That was one. I was like, wait, what? Like, my style does not reflect that.
No, you went back and checked yours, didn't you? You're just like, wait.
Yeah, that was
yeah, somebody did that intentionally just to piss.
You lied to me.
Somebody did that intentionally just to piss off the fans. Like, damn, I should have gotten this version.
Hey, look at my Saba. My Saba, look at the detail on his sword. It's great.
Yeah.
I got the limited one of one version. Look.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah. I'm so glad that that Saban Brands is letting Tamashi do these things. Just imagine if Disney was still in charge. Although I wish Disney was still in charge of the show, but not as when it comes to toys.
Oh jeez, yeah. That's yeah.
That's the unfortunate
it still hurts
part.
my soul.
That's the unfortunate part about the Saban takeover is that we got the toys, we got some good quality toys, but we probably sacrificed the quality of the show.
Well, it's not really Saban's fault. It's kind of Nick's fault too because they only give them 20 episodes a year to air.
It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, there's shows out there that do 20 episodes and they're still great.
Yeah. But that's the problem with Power Rangers. But the difference is they're just cutting. They had to cut so many footage from different episodes of the Super Sentai that they're adapting. So they have to just keep splicing it and just putting it together. That's why it makes it kind of rushed, especially if you only have 20 episodes to work with.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, though, it's okay if they already see before Samurai.
Yeah.
Of course, you had the series that basically came just a year after Sentai, like the adaptation I'm referring to.
Now it's like 3 years apart.
Yeah, 30 years apart. But back then, they would have to wait. Like the producers had to wait until those masters get released in order to find out what happens. Now that the story is complete, they can basically see all the episodes and reevaluate them and see what episodes they can or cannot adapt. So I don't think 20 episodes is an issue. It's just they have to look at what they can do to make a good story. I mean, they don't have to necessarily need 40 episodes. I mean, sure, there might be some issues, for example, with Kyoryoger because this series has a lot of Rangers, so it would definitely be a very, very interesting thing.
And plus, route of what they're doing with Super Mega Force, that means basically the Go Buster Rangers are going to be the Heringer Rangers as well at the same
No,
time.
I don't think that's not. I don't
That's
think
if
they're
they
not going to
do
do
it.
it.
That's it.
This
If I
is
don't know. Who knows?
for. I guess this will be the last time. I guess, but for the Go Buster adaptation, they'll probably sign the actors for a 1-year contract, and that's it. They'll probably cast
For
new
the
actors
character.
for the
Yeah.
next series.
Because they're gonna have to sound like 5 new actors since there's 5. Like there's about 5 extra Rangers they have to deal with.
Yeah,
Minus
it wouldn't make any much sense. But it, like I said, it depends on the creativity in the production team, which unfortunately they're not doing very well. Like I said before, so Jonathan Zecker is not the best director in the world when it comes to Power Rangers. I mean, sure he is. He was the one that started it all, but you have to think about that he had a lot of people helping him out. Now he's by himself, and the series is just utter crap.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how it goes. But I think, all right, we've gone over time, so we got to start wrapping it up here.
Oh yeah,
But
true.
for those of you that watched and asked questions, we appreciate it. I'll announce at a later time when we'll do a live stream. Probably won't have one next week because obviously it's Christmas and everyone's gonna be with their families.
Yes,
But
so we start the next one in January.
yeah, probably January.
January 2nd.
Yeah, January 2nd will probably be the next live stream. So you know, going to be signing off now. We thank you all for watching. And go ahead, Sentai, and give everyone your. If you guys want to check out his channel, go ahead and give him the channel information for you. And Crater, you go ahead and give your channel information as well.
All right, let me start off first. Oh, okay, go ahead, Tommy. If you guys want to check out my website, it's actually my YouTube site. It's Sentai22. I have a lot of reviews as well. I do some vlogs on Power Rangers and anime and other stuff that I do like. As well, I have my Facebook page, which is Sentai Big Tom, which, of course, if you watch the videos, is in the link in the description. So hope you guys tune into my channel. So this is Sentai22, and thanks for watching this live stream.
I'm Crazy 2001. Again, you can go on my YouTube channel at Crazy 2001. You can like my page on Facebook, Crazy 2001, and follow me on Twitter, Crazy 2001. It's the same name. I do Power Ranger figure art unboxings. I have not done a review yet, but I'll do it at a later date. I also do Kamen Rider and some Nintendo videos with gameplay as well as some daily stuff like that.
Excellent. All right, guys. Well, thanks once again for tuning in to the live stream, asking questions. We appreciate the support. And like I said, we'll be back probably January 2nd. We'll probably do it around the same time, around probably maybe 8 o'clock or so, 8:30ish at night, and hopefully, do it within time. We got a little carried away this time, but it was great. It was fun. Thank you guys for being a part of the panel. Thank you, Crater, for joining us. Thank you, Sentai22, as always. And again, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys will check it out next time. So again, as always, until next time, happy hunting.
Happy hunting.